March 24th Heritage and Arts Commission meeting is.
Right, I'll call the roll. Chair Gupta,
Here.
Vice Chair Freibush. Here. Commissioner Etamad,
Here.
Commissioner Fong,
Here.
Commissioner De Mujica, and Commissioner Noguez, and Commissioner Farron is absent.
Are there any oral communications not on the agenda? Why don't you take a turn on your mic? Yeah, have a seat.
Turn on the microphone.
Yes, 3 minutes. Yes.
Here.
Yeah, that's right. From
It's with the animals.
And you have 3 minutes.
Okay, I really do value this county and I want to plant a seed for those in need to overcome greed so we can all succeed. And, I think not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. And as a result, I like to submit this because LuckyIrishEddieMurphy.com luau's is a dream of mine and I'd like to make it happen here in Marion County because I think a sunset cruise without any booze is going to be a great stimulation, optimization, implementation for a lot of these young people. I think youth is truth and health is wealth. And, the ocean is my love potion, stimulates positive emotion. And, right now I'm underfunded. I think all fun begins with funding. And, rule number one, always have fun under the sun till the day is done. And that's why I think a sunset cruise focused on angels and mermaids will make many merry magical musical marine movies more meaningful and memorable in 2026. Thank you for your time. Oh, it's Eddie Murphy, but I go by Lucky. But my website is LuckyIrishEddieMurphy.com. And this is actually still Irish History Month, but it's Heavenly Healthy Hospitality Healing Her Story Month. And I think the ladies are going to prevail and lead us to victory. And victory is an acronym for Vision in Christ to overcome rough years. But, I do have a couple submissions that I'd like to give to people.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Because in that way you can digitize them by just taking a copy and then that way
You can
maybe
give
it
it
can help me.
our chair.
Regardless of the weather. I know it's gonna be a hot summer. That's why the ocean's gonna be a nice place to be, but I currently don't have a boat. I'm the first one in my family line that ain't had a boat. So that's why when they said heritage and art, I'm an author. I'm an aspiring artistic author. But like I said, I'm underfunded, I'm broke, but I think money can stimulate a lot of things. So I value honey more than money. That's why I like this county because, queen bees, I love the matriarchal system. And I love the fact there's a lot of women here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other oral communications? I'm seeing none.
Check online. Seeing none.
All right, well, I have a very short chair report. The Brian Higgins reception went off without a hitch and went really well. In fact, I think he even sold a painting before the reception opened. So it was a lovely evening and we had quite a good turnout. I want to give a shout out to Mogasu, the wine bar here in town at the Cove Shopping Center. They supplied a wonderful selection of wine from all over the world, and it was all excellent. And we have quite a bit of stock left over, and we're really thrilled to have them support us. And we need to get the word out that they are doing a great job. What else? I guess I'm going to leave the Scott Froschauer stuff for the action item. Okay. All right. Let's moving on. consent calendar.
Yeah. Not the budget was number one. Okay.
I move that we accept the minutes of the March 24th, 2026. Oh, February, excuse me. Looking at the other date, minutes of the Heritage and Arts Commission.
I second it.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. First, something going on here. The first discussion item is the budget update. And is there a staff report?
There is a staff report. So it's a brief one, just a little update to see where you are in the year. The town council allocated $15,000 in general funds for discretionary use by the Heritage and Arts Commission for fiscal year 2025 to 2026. That kicked in July 1st. These funds will support operational needs, including promotional banners, reception supplies and refreshments, and additional operational requirements throughout the year. This fund corresponds with the town of Tiburon's fiscal year, July 1 of the current year of 2025 to June 30 of the following year. As of March 20th, 2026, $6,313.57 is still unspent. Number two, the second art fund that you have oversight over is the Public Art Fund, which contains resources designated for public art exhibitions and opportunities to benefit the town. As of March 2026, the current fund balance is $54,761, which comprises the initial town council grant of $50,000, as well as private donations and accrued interest. All expenditures from this fund require town council budget amendment approval. Private donations specifically designated for public art will be deposited into this fund. And finally, the Heritage and Arts Project Fund was established to manage funding and expenditures associated with Heritage and Arts projects as documented in the fiscal 2022 audit. This fund receives commission fees from art exhibition sales and donations designated for the Heritage and Arts Commission and accrues interest. As of March 2026, the current fund balance is $11,404.72, and this does not include Brian Higgins' commissions yet, because those will come in next month.
Great, thank you.
I think it's really, we're doing okay. And I just want to have a chance for the public to know that this is open for suggestions and for the commissioners to think about it. And I would like to see in the next month agenda that the chair and vice chair can decide whether to do an ad hoc committee and have a meeting. Like to have the budget passed at our May meeting so that Greg and the town and town council have 1 month till June 30th, till the final issue is going to be
So there is
passed.
already a budget ad hoc. Do you want to do away? Do you?
Is up to the commission and when it's
Well, we-
I mean, I think, aren't you're on?
Yeah,
the-
I am,
You're-
but as I said, it's ad hoc and it's up to the commission to take action.
Okay, well, it's a discussion item, but
You can direct me to do something for next month if you'd like. You want me
Okay.
to put it on the agenda?
why don't we put it on the agenda and maybe Victoria, do you know, am I on the
You
budget?
are.
I'm on the, and Trish, okay.
Yes, we have to take a formal action.
You guys can meet
Okay.
whenever you want.
We can meet.
Yeah.
And then we can come back for the next, for April, the April meeting.
I think it's important that we think about, as with tariffs, everything's going to be more expensive and, it looks pretty good right now, but we don't know.
Mhm.
Think about it. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff.
Oh, is there any public comment? I am seeing none online. Is there any public comment from anyone in the room? Seeing none.
We are thrilled to have Nikki Adani here to present her bird's eye view public art proposal today. Thank you, Nikki, for coming out and spending time with us at our meeting. And I'm going to leave it up to you now.
Okay, so you can see the image here of a rendering of bird's eye view in one of the two proposed locations. I was asked to present a proposal for permanent and for a temporary placement. And the conversation about the permanent placement was the ferry landing, which would lend itself really well for this specific installation of these two hawks circling in unison above the kind of the landing into Tiburon. And for me, this location is an entry point from different directions, because when you come in by car, this is kind of like the landing spot that you see when you drive down towards the water, as well as from the landing, from the ferry when you arrive to Tiburon. And this is kind of the location where most people, visitors and residents alike, mingle, whether it's in the summer for the festivals or just on the weekend to enjoy the beautiful views. The nice thing about this installation is that it is off the ground. It does not interfere with people enjoying the hill or sitting on the ground, having a picnic or sitting with their blankets. It actually, in addition, provides a little bit of shade depending on the time of day. It is an installation that, to me, is about the beautiful open skies and natural landscapes that we have here in the Bay Area, and especially here in Tiburon with the beautiful hills in the background. And we have so many birds and hawks and even eagles when we're lucky. So it fits perfectly into our landscape. And with the open sky in the background, it just really feels very fitting and natural. The nice thing about this installation is also that it works with the environment, with the lighting. To me, these hawks or most of my bird installations are really only complete when they interact with the environment and start casting their shadows, because the shadow moves around the ground almost like a sundial with depending on where the sun goes. So it kind of changes its appearance the whole day, depending on, obviously, if it's a foggy day, you don't get the shadows, but the shadows are really beautiful, and you can see the whole feather plumage of the cutouts that you see in the wings, in the shadows on the ground. And for me, this soaring birds, especially birds of prey, have this uplifting feeling of like when you take yourself into a bird's eye perspective, you pull yourself out of like the nitty-gritty daily stressors and take on a bird's eye perspective by seeing life out of a bigger vantage point. The vastness of possibilities that you have all of a sudden opens to you, versus when we're like stuck and on the ground, like seeing our narrow-minded view. So to me, it's like a lifting out of the daily into a more inspiring and open viewpoint, which I feel is inspiring to do for people, for really anybody looking at it. And in addition, it really fits the landscape of Tiburon as a town. There are different material options that this could be created in, and here's the temporary install with South Knoll Park. It has the same background as obviously for the permanent, but for the different materials, this can be made out of aluminum, out of stainless steel, or out of Corten steel, where you would get more of like an earthy, like rust patina that the birds create. So that is something that depends on the budget and that look that we want to achieve with this. But regardless of the material or the location, I feel this is a very strong art piece to fit the landscape of Tiburon. I would love if you have any questions for me. Yeah, here I put in this option for lighting for nighttime because it can become a really beautiful day and nighttime landmark for Sausalito, and also the restaurants that are surrounding the ferry landing could enjoy this at nighttime, depending on the lighting that could be installed.
Nikki, I have a question.
Yes.
How did you decide upon those two locations?
That was something that Jale had suggested.
Because there is, you know, the park area also extends quite far down to the Blackie's Pasture parking lot as well. I mean, you probably wouldn't have the same kinds of backdrops there because you're close, you know,
Mhm.
you're in Richardson Bay there, but
Yeah, the locations came out of our conversation that we had on the phone before I started writing the proposal. And Jaleh said that it's not fully determined yet what the locations would be and to place the temporary for South Knoll Park and
Uh-huh.
the permanent at the ferry.
and is that to scale right there in this picture? Like, is it, you know,
It's approximately to scale, but they can really be made at any size that
Sure.
would be suitable. So I created them to the scale of what they currently are, the piece that I had previously
Hmm.
made for Bottle Rock, because we needed them to be out of reach of people where nobody can stretch out their arm or climb
Mhm.
towards it. So
oh, there we go. I can't read that. What's the wingspan of?
the wingspan of the larger one is 11.5 feet and the smaller one is about 10 feet. They are slightly different in size, just so you get a little bit of a feeling of like, you know, when they're circling up in the sky, they're at different heights. So it's a little bit of a play with the perspective.
The strength of the rods holding them, how strong are they?
So for the temporary install, this was engineered by Birch Green, who is an I forget the terminology, structural engineer, thank you. For permanent install, this might be a little bit thicker. I don't know out of the top of my head what the thickness was, but I have engineering drawings for the temporary piece. And they can absolutely withstand wind loads, and it was engineered for outdoor placement.
When we talked about the space, that part, that little park right there, I don't think it is in front of any of the people who live in the condominiums. It will hurt their view. It will not. So I think it is, as she was trying to say, it's really best way for a permanent people coming from San Francisco and, you know, coming through all those ferries and everything. So it is right there and they can see it and admire it. So that is the reason we decided that's a good place for it. And I walk there every day. Usually this patch of greens doesn't get too much people going on it and or even the dogs or anything. They're all happening along the way on the length of the park. So
But I understand that the residents of Tiburon Point are very, you know, they are very special. They don't want anything in front of
Yeah,
them.
very sensitive about that.
Are
but-
very
yeah.
sensitive.
but these are not in front of their view.
This is
Yeah.
on the side.
I mean, they can,
closer to
yeah,
the
I was,
We could always ask and tell them, you know,
Sure.
we can.
Yes, of
I was there recently and I did, because I was thinking about Scott Froschauer's sign, which is, that's one of the locations for the first sign.
Yes.
And I was taking a look at the Point Tiburon community from that spot right there, actually, where the near the ferry terminal, and they, you know, there are it would be in view, but it doesn't obstruct
Yeah,
the
this
view
is
of
temporary.
the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it, but it's not, you know, it's not.
couldn't be
obstruction.
temporarily there.
It
No,
could.
these would be permanent.
Yes,
would
but
be-
I mean, why wouldn't you consider if it was going for temporary,
Bird there.
also would be put there?
That's
It could be placed there temporarily as well. It just, it depends all on how the footing is created. If it's a permanent piece, it would have a concrete base
Yeah.
in the ground and, yeah, but there, it doesn't make,
Yeah.
like, it can definitely be a temporary piece.
Mhm.
You would have to adjust the base because
Right.
it's kind of, it seems like it's not really that flat right there. Is that right?
Exactly. So
I-
this.
And you know how to do
location-
that?
Yeah, this location lends itself better for it, for a concrete base that can be
Base.
set into the hill because it can have a very small footprint versus the temporary has an 8-foot
Right, right.
setting that needs, it could be buried in the ground as well. But this is like more questions for engineers of how they would make it work. But when we installed it in Napa at the fairgrounds,
Mm.
we have for the Bottle Rock Festival, we basically trenched out an X in the ground to set the base in and then put soil and turf over it.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
I had another question about the material for the permanent ones. What is the material? Will it stand all that fog and
Yes, so
so it won't rust
That's what
and
Recommend.
there's 3 different material
Material,
options that all
okay.
work for marine environments.
Okay.
The most, I mean, they're all about the same durability, but stainless steel, marine grade stainless steel would be
The best.
the best and
The
the
best, yes.
strongest. It would work just as well with having marine-based stainless steel for the post and then do aluminum for the birds. The aluminum is the lighter option, so there's a little bit less engineering and the post can be a little bit thinner than it would be for stainless steel, but it all works. And then the third option is Corten steel, which is a steel that naturally patinas, and the patina protects the integrity of the steel, so it would not further rust or anything, but it is a look of like a rusted
patina.
steel.
Yeah.
So it's look versus material, like the material strength is the same for all 3 of them.
I see. Arjun? First, I'd just like to thank you for a very thorough and very informative proposal. It makes it easier for us as commissioners to make some decisions.
Thank
And
you.
I like the alternatives, both permanent or versus temporary, as well as the equipment. I'd like to go back to the South Knoll picture. I just want to point out, if you see the real bird actually flying and the hawk. So is this, that's really lovely. Is this sort of like a example of the red-tailed hawk that we usually see here, or?
You mean my birds?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know you said hawk, but
Yeah,
I just.
so, I mean, it is an abstracted version of a
Mhm.
bird of prey, but my example that I used when I created it from the measurements and the dimensions of wingspan to body is a red-tailed hawk.
Okay. Thank you.
I like the version that was lit, especially if it's for downtown.
Yes.
Would
Yeah, I
become
feel
very attractive.
the lighting is really attractive and it can make it a
Yeah.
landmark piece even more than it is just by itself. Because also if you look at the San Francisco skyline, you have the lit up Ferris wheel. And during the holiday season, when all the buildings have the lighting around, it looks so beautiful. It really like
Should, yeah,
enhances
it
the
should
city
have been.
skyline. And now you also have the Bay Bridge lit up again. So
Yes,
there's beautiful light elements all around the outline of the
Bay,
bay.
yes.
So I feel like this would be a
That would
very
be-
beautiful
yeah.
piece for Tiburon.
Would the lights be solar?
They can
Okay.
definitely be made solar, and it depends. That's also like a lighting engineer who gets involved in that because it can be lit from within, and in addition, you can put spotlights
Mhm.
that might be at the buildings surrounding to shine back onto the steel, or from one post of a bird to the other. So there's different options on lighting it up. And the nice thing about the aluminum and the stainless steel is they reflect the light back. So if you have a spotlight shining at it, you can even have a color changing spotlight and it would change the color of the birds visually because they reflect the light
Oh,
back.
that's very nice. Yeah.
And I know this is This is part for the structural engineer. So with the recent heat wave, would these rods be very hot? Because I'm thinking of kids. Yeah. Coming
No, it
around.
wouldn't get
in-
too
Okay.
hot. Yeah, I mean, they would get warm, but also it's not a
Warm, but
very,
not-
they're round, so it's not a lot of surface area. It's not like tar that really absorbs the heat.
I just
So-
wanted, because I know kids are part swing around.
Yeah, no, it will get warm, but you would definitely, there's no
Not
risk of
danger.
injury or anything like
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Will the creator's name in a plaque in the bottom part?
Say that again, please.
You have to say who made,
Mhm. Yeah,
who was the
Mhm.
artist, a plaque.
yes.
So
By the
maybe it could be, I don't know where we could put that.
There
but-
could be a small, like even like a concrete block on the floor that has a plaque on it, or it could be engraved into
I was
into the
going to say,
stainless steel
yeah.
post, or, yeah, there's different
Cleaner, yeah,
options.
it's
different
cleaner if
ways
it's
of
on
doing.
the post.
Yeah, it can be engraved on the post, or even like a plaque that's strapped to the post. There's a lot of ways to do that,
Mhm.
so it's not obtrusive, but
Exactly.
still integrated.
And Nikki, do you have one of this size?
Yes.
Is that correct at ICB? Or-
ICB, though, I have one that's 8 foot. These are 11 and a half and 10 foot. But if you would like to see an 8 foot version of it on a shorter post, I have one at the ICB at my studio.
Oh, okay. And it's on the it's on the post?
It's on the post. The post is very short
Short.
compared to these, because that was for a different sculpture fair in Silicon Valley that was created. So
Hmm.
it was supposed to be short, but yeah, you can definitely come to the studio and see it.
Okay. And I don't recall seeing your you have a bio. but
Yes, the bio is, if you keep turning the page where the,
I see the bio, but do you have a CV as?
I do, but I did not attach it to the proposal. I can send that in addition.
That would be great
Yeah,
if you could send it to Marissa.
Yes. I will
And
do that.
then she could share it with all of us,
Yeah.
because I think that's going to be an important part of this. And I did see also that you had some thoughts about sponsorship and funding.
Yeah, so.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with sponsorship and in projects that you've done, like, elsewhere?
Yeah, when I did my Burning Man art piece, I received a honoraria grant from Burning Man, but the grant is usually about 25 to maximum 45% of the actual cost. So artists have to fundraise
Yeah.
the cost of the art piece. So I have done that in the past, and Tiburon, I know, has a lot of people who love the arts and also have funds available. So I would definitely be willing to do research on that and help in any which way I can.
I mean,
to-
the reason I ask is none of us are really, kind of development or marketing professionals, really. And so, it's a large task, certainly for us to, do. I mean, we did a project a few years ago, and we did manage to raise some funds, but it wasn't. I didn't even think it was around $10,000 or $12,000 worth of funding. So my question is, do you have, a kind of a strategy or materials or, kind of processes that you've tried that have helped when it comes to outreach in communities? Or is that something that you can, maybe harness from your own network or resources in order to like kind of get us to a place where we would have a fundraising program that we could then begin to implement and, ourselves?
So my experience is definitely not like a fundraising experience. I have fundraised for my art piece, but this is definitely something I would be willing to like help with, to take on, to maybe get some resources out of my own community of friends who have more experience. So that is definitely
Okay.
an option.
And Nikki, what is the budget for this project?
So if you go to the budget page, there is, and granted, these are like very preliminary prices. Unfortunately, with all our tariffs that we have and all the increase in cost for labor and everything, the pricing of this from 4 years ago when I did that for Bottle Rock have gone up a substantial amount. But again, this is preliminary and there is probably wiggle room up and down, but this is what I was able.
It's almost the same, huh?
It's almost the same whether you produce it for temporary or for a permanent.
Because the temporary, you would have the pieces back. You could resell them or whatever.
But I still have to produce them and the
Yeah.
money still has to be paid in order to create the piece.
Are
So-
are there any ancillary, like, work that you do? Or, I mean, I know that sculpture and these are your primary focus, but do you do any, is it possible to have photography or smaller, kind of fabricated models that could be used in a fundraising campaign? Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like if you contribute a threshold amount, you would get, maybe a print or dinner with the artist or something like
Yes,
that.
yes,
I don't know. You know what I
definitely.
mean?
There's definitely ways to work out there. When we did the Burning Man fundraising campaign, we had things like that too. And of course, on the smaller scale, like you got a sweatshirt with a print and things
Okay.
like that. But yeah, definitely there's
There's
ways
there are
to
things
work
that you could
with
do.
something like that.
And do you have any kind of publications or a catalog of your work or anything like that? I'm just curious.
Have a website that's more like a snapshot of my work, and then there's another site called Artwork Archive where I have all my current and sold works.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, well, maybe if you could send those links to Marissa, that'd be great, because we'd love to see that as well. Does anybody have any other questions right now? Well, it's a beautiful installation piece. I really love it. And I love that it's reflective and you could put light on it as well. I mean, I can imagine the setting sun reflecting all sorts of colorful, light possibilities as well. I like the theme and the inspiration for it. I think I have a red-tailed hawk in my backyard. I see it all the time. It's quite noisy. But I love it because it keeps all of the.
Box for owls. My
So,
backyard.
I guess at this stage, we will look at this a little bit closer and kind of think about, and we probably should have an ad hoc committee to kind of liaise with you as well, because I think the main, there are a couple of, things that our process, we have to go to, Parks, Open Space and Trails as well. We would probably have to go to the Chamber of Commerce as well, since it's right there in downtown. I like that the fountain sculpture is similar material
Yes.
with metal, and I see some good resonance, parallels there. And I think we would also have to, of course, look a little bit closer, and this is why I'm saying with an ad hoc at the sponsorship,
Yeah.
possibilities and strategies that we might be able to come up with as a preliminary stage before taking it to, for example, Parks, Open Space and Trails, and then ultimately to the town council for their approval as well, because, they need to know we have to have all our ducks in a row, so to
Yes,
speak.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you have any other questions, just reach out.
Great. Well, I'd love to come and see the actual piece
Yes.
in your studio. So maybe if we form an ad hoc,
I will ad hoc with you.
you will ad hoc with me. There's no action yet. It's not an action item, but we can certainly get there. And I mean, I think realistically, we need, with the planning, if we can do the planning early on, I feel like, and we also have to get feedback from the town, of course. That's a
Yes.
hugely important part of this. But I think it's worth exploring this as a permanent installation, as well as a temporary one, certainly. So thank you so much for coming.
For the opportunity. I'm really
Thank you.
excited
Thank
that
you
I
very much.
Thank you very
got to
much.
write this proposal for you.
It's a great proposal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Should I turn this off?
Yeah, you can just,
That's okay.
thank you.
Any questions from the public?
Is there any public comment from anyone in the room or
Comments or questions?
online? All right, seeing none.
Okay, the next discussion item is the gallery exhibitions update. And we need updates on the following: the Upper Gallery, Suzanne Siminger, the ICB Group Show, and unfortunately, Commissioner Farren is not here, so we will not be hearing from her regarding the November, December vacancy. But why don't we get started with the Upper Gallery with Liz?
Yes, so we're in good shape for our reception on May 5th. Do you have everything that you need for the banners that she sent to you? Okay, and then I've coordinated with Diane Smith, all the information as well.
Yeah, and I have it on my list to get a draft of her banner to you and she hopefully by the end of this week, if
Okay.
not early next week. So you can take a
Cool.
look at it. Yeah.
All right, anything else I'm missing? And then we'll be good for setup and everything that day, May 5th.
Great. That's Tuesday.
Yes.
All right, great. Well, Siminger on the docket. All right, ICB Group. Commissioners Mujica and Etemad. Any progress on the ICB? That's later. That's September, October, so there's
It
plenty of
is, and we
time.
have not even started
haven't- I
talking with
haven't,
each
no.
other.
But I have some artists that are interested to show.
Yes,
They are not necessarily from ICB, but they are interested to show. So I don't know if you would still consider that.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to you submitting their links to Marissa for us to look at. I do think, though, it's important to talk to Sharon Sharon Pastor, as well, to see if there's something that can be done for the group show, because the idea behind this was that it would be a group show. Are the artists that you're considering
It is-
solo shows or group shows?
Yeah, solo.
Solo. Okay.
So the group show, you have to work on it.
Okay.
we have to work on.
Well,
it.
I'm happy to send you my last communication with Sharon,
Yes, please.
and I can certainly introduce you both to her via email.
That's fantastic. Why don't you do that?
Okay.
Yes.
And then, I think depending on what she says and what's possible, then we can, either look at other artists and solo shows as a contingency in the event that the group show is, not a possibility. But keep them in mind, certainly for 2027 and also for November and December, because I believe there is a space in the calendar for the Upper Gallery for
November, December would be here. Doesn't, we usually
For
have,
the upper gallery.
Upper Gallery.
oh, that's upper gallery.
Upper
There's a
gallery.
vacancy for November, December in the upper gallery.
Upper gallery, I
So
see.
is
So
either
we
remem-
have two.
Keep that in mind.
openings. Yeah,
Solo.
well,
Yeah.
I
Upper
think
gallery.
Okay.
we can work hard on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been,
But check in with Trish because I think she has been talking to
That's
somebody
20,
about November,
26,
December. I think she
27.
had somebody in mind.
That upper gallery is
she did
2026.
indicate, yeah.
6.
Oh.
Yeah. November, December 2026. Please check with
But
Trish. though,
September,
as
October,
Marissa
27.
suggests.
Also 20.
Okay.
No, I don't. September, October for group show is 26 also?
Yes.
Wow, that's we have a little time.
So now moving to the lower gallery, Commissioner Fong, can you tell us a little bit about the
It's coming and it seems everyone has turned in their info and I just have to, I hope you have done the banner. Okay, well, we'll deal with that and it's gonna be, it'll be really great. Is a trial for us as a new experience with the group for down here. And we'll see what happens. And so far they are excited and we'll work together on it. And the reception is April 14th,
Great.
after the Easter vacation in the school district. So I think, and I'd like to thank Marissa for helping to organize all these emails, taking care of 5 artists.
We don't have a update. Is there an updated calendar that we can get at some point? Oh, it's here? Oh, it's in my packet. Okay. Why am I not finding it in my packet?
Yes, here.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's okay. I'll grab one on my way out, but I just wanted to make sure that I'll grab hers. I could grab hers. Yes. Okay, thank you. And then Hispanic Heritage Artists. Nora, can you tell us a little bit about that? I did see your email. Yep.
I have been talking to people. There are 4 artists that have, whose, I guess you would say their websites have been provided to me. I did send all 4 to Arjun and to Marissa. And I'm meeting with an additional artist next week. And there's also an artist that is currently showing actually at KQED in their office building. So I want to go out and look at that as well. So the only question I had was in terms of the dates, July and August and September? Because that's what it said.
Yeah, it is 3 months. Is it? The one before April, May, and June. So it's 3 months down here. At least for this year.
We're trying to balance it. Kind of a merciless schedule for everybody because we have like one reception after the other, and it's a little bit more time.
The reason I asked is because instead of possibly doing one big show for all the artists, could there be some artists that have more work that would be featured for possibly a longer period of time alone? Because it's not like this is a lot of space and they may have a lot of work, or maybe we can do combination, or maybe just have more artists doing them together as opposed to,
A group, giant.
a group,
big
yeah.
group. That's an idea. Any thoughts on that from the commission?
Well, I've been sort of figuring it out, and I think you have to be careful of artists who have certain works, because this is not a whole lot of space when the work is 24 by 36.
Right.
So, but think about it.
So I know that 3 of the artists are actually, some of you might know them, I don't know. 3 are from Marin Open Studios. So one of them is G.H. Kelly. The other one is Lisita Fernandez, and the other one is Azul. So I guess that when the information goes out, you can all look at the artwork. I just thought it could be that, because obviously if they're with Marin Open Studios, they have shown their work before in other places. So they're not, just newbies.
Yeah.
I'm happy to forward that to the commission tomorrow morning when I
Oh, okay.
get into my
Oh,
office.
great.
You sent it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Okay,
Yeah.
well, why don't we take a look at that? And I think, I'm not against the idea of, consecutive shows. It's just, the question is,
One reception.
right, exactly. How do we do that, with one reset? That's the tricky part, I think, is like maybe, if you could start with, with all 3 hanging and then,
Featuring.
shift to featuring, or like have one space for all 3 and then one space featuring or something like that, maybe?
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense? I don't know. We can think about it.
Divide up because there are enough spaces to divide up.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there a mock-up of the configuration? Because I know there's one.
Yeah, I think Marissa had
Not
one.
yet. I asked for the same thing. So, but
I don't
anyway.
think we have one for downstairs yet, but
Oh.
that's something that we should work on for sure,
Okay.
because it is helpful for the upper gallery
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
thought we did have something for the upper gallery before.
We do for the upper gallery, but not for the chambers and the lobby space.
Oh,
I mean,
Because the first
should-
thing they want to know is how many pieces
Space,
can I
yeah.
bring?
I
and
mean,
what
it
size?
shouldn't be too hard to figure this one out here.
This is about 20-something.
Yeah, you took
21, 20
measurements.
I,
Yeah.
well, with my little tape measure. So I have thought of dividing this into 3 sections. And then the outside is a little taller. I mean, for people with a larger.
Could do 3 on the outside too,
You could
vertically.
squeeze in 3, but I was thinking of 2 because there's a computer
yeah,
there.
yeah,
so-
that's right.
Remember the Marin City Arts and Culture show? There was a lot of artwork out there and it worked.
It was salon style,
Yeah,
stacked.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Just in this kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there because I do have to say something to them. And I need to know what the parameters are in terms of how many pieces, how they would stagger the artists, all that stuff.
Okay, well, why don't we take a look at those links, which Marissa will be sending?
I took a
And we can-
couple quick pictures and sort of forward it to the potential artists and see if they like it.
And
see if
maybe you
they think
can-
It's okay.
Yeah, and maybe you can tell them in the meantime that, we've discussed, we're looking at it and we're discussing it and that we'll have some thoughts, in April.
Yeah, and the other thing is that I think it's always a good idea to, if it's possible, to do a walkthrough with the artist
Mhm.
to show them what the space looks like so that they can decide what pieces they would like to show as well.
For sure, for sure.
really, that's the best thing to do.
Mhm.
They can visually see and they can do their own measurement.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any public comment?
We have one more, the Reed Union.
Oh,
School
yeah.
District.
Oh, RUSD, sorry.
So,
Yes.
unfortunately, Reed Schools needs to postpone the October, November show. I wanted to ask, I know that Landmarks typically uses the downstairs space in December, January. Is there any flexibility there or is that set in stone?
Possibly.
The art teacher needs more time to prepare the show, but if we gave them until after Thanksgiving, they would have a show for 2026. Otherwise, I recommend that we just find a date for 2027 that would work for them.
Well, we need to ask Dave Gotts because he's the one
Okay.
who hangs. You have to approach him and ask him, can he do it between these 2, change the 2 months?
It might
Because-
not be.
And see what he says.
December, there's only really like 3 weeks in the
2
month.
weeks,
'cause we
yeah.
Only
close
2 weeks,
On
yeah.
Christmas Eve or day before. So
Maybe
It is a short one.
you could think about the February time after the landmarks and have a longer time for the school.
And do like a February, March, April timeframe. I think that's, I know we haven't talked about 2027, but could we put that as an action for our next meeting? And I can take that back and see if that would work and then we can vote on it at next meeting.
But that still leaves
That still leaves the
the lower
October,
gallery.
November, lower gallery slot that's open.
Right.
We'll get our thinking caps on.
Well,
Okay,
maybe Landmarks would be willing to trade. Maybe they would be
Yeah.
willing to come in for October, November, and then Reed Union gets December, and then we start fresh in January with a new artist. Because 3 weeks in December, would that work for families to come and enjoy it? Seems kind of
That's-
crazy.
That's
That's
the
like-
craziest.
Okay,
Crazy seed.
holiday season, everyone's gone, yeah.
Unless, like, if we had December and January, they'd probably want to have an opportunity to bring the classes over too during the day.
yeah.
So,
So see if maybe Landmarks would switch.
okay.
I mean, the last day of school is something like the 20th, isn't it? Or 19th or something like that?
It is, but you have like all the performances and the
That's true.
school things and the,
And people go skiing.
yeah, they leave a few weeks.
For sure, for
early.
sure, for sure. Okay, well, let's, see what you can do. And I mean,
Okay.
if you think that that's not, the right thing, then we'll find somebody else to fill the space and we'll go to 2027.
Okay,
But I'll put that on the agenda for next.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank
So
you.
now we have an open slot for October, November. We have any suggestions?
I'll have to think about that.
Or for
Um,
October, November too, so
It's like end of the year.
Doors, yes.
Gonna be open up, upper and lower.
Yeah,
Um,
November, December.
So there is somebody online with their hand raised. So I will allow them to talk if they're ready.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you, and I really do appreciate the opportunity, and it sounds like you're already booked up till 2027, but this was something I wanted to try to celebrate Autism Day, which is April 2nd, so I guess I'll go elsewhere, but thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's go to discussion item number 4. Art exhibition email marketing.
This was from you.
Yes. And the reason because I find myself in a position where, like if I'm lucky, a week before the next reception, I'm scrambling to get my emails, and I'm not that organized that I don't have lists of emails, which I should, I suppose. I mean, I have some, but
Yeah.
so I thought maybe there's a way where we might be able to all, if it's done through the auspices of the town, because that way confidentiality is, of course, preserved, rather than on my Google Drive or somebody else's Google Drive as a spreadsheet or something like that. Maybe there's a way that we could send some lists to Marissa,
That's a good idea.
and then you could just press a button or MailChimp, or maybe there's a MailChimp that you guys have. Do you guys have a MailChimp account or something like
So
that?
we use Constant Contact to send out the Tiburon Talk e-newsletter, and we send that out twice a month. On the Monday that corresponds with the town council meeting. H&A always has a section in it. It's usually towards the end. I will talk to Lee tomorrow about what options there are for the H&A to use Constant Contact as an option, as a user separate account, whatever, through the town. And what kind of capacity I have with my workload, or if there's a commissioner that would be interested in taking on this project.
Okay,
But I'll speak to Lee tomorrow.
great. I mean, because my thinking is that, you just take the asset, whatever the banner image is, you put the banner image, drop it in the, the message, and that's all you
Yeah.
have to do.
No,
That's
no,
very
it's
important.
way hard. It takes, you have to test it a few times and
Oh, have
make
you
sure.
used a Constant Contact?
I'm a head of marketing at a company. Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
do email and website.
Great.
Yes, it takes a long time. It's not just
Oh,
like
really?
30 minutes, plug it in and send it. We could do something through like a mail merge, but that also takes time to maintain the list and if there's kickbacks or unsubscribes.
Well, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Anybody, especially with marketing chops, who has some ideas about how to get the
Well-
word out, because I think it's important that we need to get the word out
Yes.
in a better, more organized fashion. That's my
Story is that I was looking for a social marketer. So I called Trish and we really had a good conversation about it. And she was the one who was suggesting maybe we could hire a very bright student to do the social media for Heritage and Arts. All the news can be out there in, social media. So that is what she was going to talk about tonight when she came.
I see.
So it is not a bad idea because nowadays social media is very strong. And especially now that I'm going to be in Marin Open Studios, I really need somebody to help me. I'm not very good at that.
Okay, well,
So it will be
maybe-
Facebook and
well, maybe, Liz, maybe you and Trish might put your heads together and think about some stuff.
well, yeah,
I mean, the other option is, I'm just putting this out there, but my tech lead,
yeah,
he uses AI for like he can do amazing things with artificial intelligence to get things together.
well, I don't believe in that because
Yeah, I'm not saying,
neither a person does it and a robot.
okay,
so-
well, you know, I'm
Don't
just saying.
the robot. Yeah, with me.
I think this is a good time to also think about the budget, a new category for
Oh,
marketing.
yeah. Marketing and maybe like a social media intern or something.
Yeah, paying
We
someone to
have-
act.
Well, we have some, once we have something important, then they can just market, put it in and everybody.
I think, Vice Chair Freibush and I will have to, meet and talk about this a little bit further, and maybe
Yes.
then we could put it back on the agenda,
Absolutely.
in April.
It's also on the artists to promote their shows and get the attendance
It
as
is.
well as it's specified in all of our procedural documents. So
Maybe but some artists I think are better suited to it than others. And maybe there are some, maybe we can come up with some kind of like tools or guidelines to help them also, kind of directives to help them kind of like.
You
figure
know,
out how to do it
usually
better.
the
Yeah.
artists that show here are not, they don't have a gallery and they don't have a huge followers. That's why they have the opportunity to show here. I think that's why I think it's very important we help them. They might have some people,
Well,
but
Marine
it's
Open
never
Studios
enough
has
people,
it.
Really, I think it's important that to make a list of the email.
That's one start, but did you just say that Marin Open Studios has their own?
Yes, and Sausalito has the same person and she's very expensive. We can't even
I
think
mean,
about it.
if it is an artist from,
It's some for me.
but if it's an artist who's participating in Marin Open Studios, they don't, they just do it for their own events and their own thing.
So it's
When
not
everybody
possible
does
to
their
spend
own events
with
usually.
group email, an invitation that
Yeah.
that we have an
You're
open.
supposed to send emails with
mean,
what we are doing. We are keeping
You as a
it open
commission
and
can
so
use your budget to create a MailChimp account or a Constant Contact account, and you can create, possibly, I don't know this, I have to talk to Lee about
As a
how it worked
commission,
as
we
a
could do it.
commission, I don't know, but that's possible. I post your shows on Instagram. I try to get you guys to engage with them and share them on your own networks. If I see it, I sent Krista, our post, and she would repost it on her stories. That's how that works. So it's up to the artist and the volunteers to engage with what the town is putting out. The emails that,
right.
to Liz's point, take me 3 days to put together a TIB talk, or a week or longer to put together a TIB talk, to ensure that it's accurate
I
and
know.
correct. So it's not just popping it in, but once it's there for you guys to engage with and to
I mean,
share out with your.
I will come clean and say that I have I have like an Instagram account, but I'm off social media pretty much completely. So, and I was on social media, but I'm off now, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But you're right. That's absolutely correct. And the other thing is, I think certainly if we all, I mean, this is why I need some help personally. If we could come up with some solutions for us as individual commissioners,
I want.
how to organize our mail lists or whatever, and then, do it ourselves. I mean, I'm happy to do that with my network, but I just need
Next
to do it.
door is another.
Next door is good,
venue
yeah.
That somebody has
Yeah,
been mentioning it. So if I don't belong to.
I am on Nextdoor. That's true.
So maybe you can,
I was.
if you just
wondering
put a
if I
little
can
section
include
there that
Right.
at such a day, something like a nice opening is.
So that means,
Opening,
so that would be coordinating with whoever is responsible for the
yeah,
artist or the show to
With
send
Tom-
it to me or
talk.
Liz,
you know,
well,
whichever.
like they do with Town Talk, but for us to post it on
Yeah.
Nextdoor or
the commissioner that's assigned to the artist,
has to do it
it's
on,
their responsibility. Yeah.
to do it on Nextdoor. So gotta get on Nextdoor, people. Gotta get neighborly.
I'll put it on the April agenda for you guys to come up with
Yeah.
a solution. I'll give you an action item so that you can do something with it. But it sounds like maybe hiring somebody to help
Yeah.
out.
That would be great.
I think
But
Hey, Steve.
someone
Are
had
you,
to teach
are
us.
you on Instagram?
Town of Tiburon is on
It's
Instagram.
on. Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's just
thought-
Town of Tiburon,
I-
all one word. So it's on there.
I thought.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you. Action items. Oh, comment?
Is there any public comment from anyone in the room? Or, and I'm seeing none online, our friend has. Okay,
Okay.
seeing none.
Action item number one, the Brian Higgins live painting event, which will happen on Saturday, April 18th from 1 to 4. Do we have anything about that here? No, okay.
Yes, I would have liked to know something about it since I wasn't here.
About his show? Or about the live
Who
painting?
is this person who is going to do?
Brian Higgins is the artist who's showing right now in the upper gallery.
He's going to
And
do.
he's going to do, and well, the story is that at Art Basel Miami, he had some paintings that were shipped there that did not arrive in time. So he created an event, his representation, and he basically set up a canvas and he painted live for several hours, which drew, quite a bit of attention and was a big success. And the idea would be that he would do it again here. I mean, it's kind of new and interesting to do a live painting, and he would do it right out here in front in the, the plaza here between the Town Hall Plaza, between the library and Town Hall, from 1 to 4, 3 hours. I will be here. The gallery will be open as well, so people can also go upstairs and see his work if they want. I guess the question is, can we give him a small budget for water and maybe some supplies to help him with supplies and maybe a not to exceed kind of thing, and maybe even I mean, I don't foresee it being terribly hot, but we might want some kind. I mean, do we need a canopy of some sort or something like that? I don't know. I can
I
ask him.
think the artist should do that.
Yeah.
If an artist wants
Okay.
to do it with him, they usually bring their own supplies and their water, whatever.
No, I'm talking about for the public, water for the public, not for the artist.
It's an event that people will be
So
able
people
to
will be-
watch.
They're watching,
People are coming to it, so is there something?
doing it.
Exactly.
Oh, I get, I
Maybe
see.
rent some chairs or something like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can we give like I
So
mean,
he couldn't do it in the upstairs in the gallery?
You don't want it.
Well,
I mean, the idea is
could
that,
cover
yeah,
the
the idea,
people.
no, the idea is to bring people in off the street who are seeing it happening and who
okay.
come and
I get it.
Well, actually,
Will he be painting like old St. Hilary's, or do you know the landscape? Okay.
I mean, it would be something probably that is local and, relevant to Tiburon. I think, he's not painting like the Brooklyn Bridge or anything like that,
Yeah.
but, yeah, it would be, I mean, originally he thought he had also, proposed the option of painting out near the ferry terminal, and, doing a view of San Francisco and, the Golden Gate Bridge or whatever. But then, of course, people would not be able to come and see his work upstairs. I mean, I could still talk to him about this.
We could put a sign by the ferry, people come, to the restaurants and on, could
Yeah.
direct them here.
Is that something that we need to get special permission from?
Yeah, you'll need to fill out a special event permit application, which shouldn't be a problem.
I think you sent me anyways, right? And that's for this as well.
That's for the use of this space.
Uh-huh. What
Um,
about for like out in
For
front?
anything,
For
for any
anything.
of the public space in Tiburon, you'd need to fill out an event application, which I'll circulate through the town, the
I mean,
police fire.
I kind of think like doing it out there is,
I don't think library would be very helpful. Will they help us?
no.
In what way?
Saying that this is going to happen
The library and the town
between us.
promote each other's events all
so
the time.
that people can see it.
What would you suggest for the budget for this?
Something
Excuse me, yeah.
I mean, not to exceed $200 or $250 or
If you're
something
renting
like that.
chairs, you'll need more than that.
More than that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you did it out there, um, there's green space there. You can sit on the
Zel-
grass.
Zelensky Park.
Zelensky again is set back away from the street, so
People
nobody
don't
will,
see it.
people won't see it, exactly. I mean, does anybody have any thoughts about the plaza versus the ferry, the green space near the ferry? Anybody want to comment on that?
Well, I think it's an excellent idea to put it out there on that knoll where the proposal for the birds is, located. For the simple reason that the amount of traffic you get coming off the ferries and getting back onto the ferries is so much more than you're going to get by people driving by here. So it all depends on what is your goal. If your goal is to create excitement and a happening where people are going to go, wow, I didn't know Tiburon did something like this. There's an artist painting, plein air, for lack of a better word, and people come by, they stop. Don't put chairs down, just let them sit on the grass or gather and look
Right.
and appreciate. And then maybe they'll actually funnel into the restaurants.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
then his show will be up. His show will still be up for
You
the
know,
next.
this was done like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, and it was quite successful. They didn't have, I mean, they were in different parts of the town. Artists started the painting, and at the end of the day, they sort of, they brought it and they sort of picked which one it's the best, and they were for sale. They were sold, some of them. It was
But
actually,
that
it was,
wasn't just one artist.
no, they were, no, they were group of,
Group
whoever
of
wanted to.
artists.
It was good. The turnout.
Yes, whoever wanted to participate in the plein air.
And didn't Brian offer to sell his painting and benefit the HNA? Was that part of his?
That was
proposal?
part of the.
But if you want to relate this particular artist with his show, it has to be somewhere around here.
Well, not necessarily. What I'm saying is that, he can also make it clear that if you want to see more of my work, it's up for the next 2 weeks or 3, whatever it is, through April, in the town hall. So come back and, buy my entire show if you want. I mean, it's all for sale.
My
It
ferry
also
building
is.
is the best then.
I mean,
Yeah.
one
Just
thing you could
place.
do is, which we've done in the past as essentially invitations, is put a QR code on an invite that has a picture of his work and the information about the show and where they can go on
Nice.
his website. So
QR
it's
code.
a handout to give to people that are standing there
Or
Maybe
or even
that's
just a
the-
poster
or
on a
with the
tripod.
QR.
Oh, that you can just take a picture of. Or,
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
matter of where you.
okay,
place
so
it.
there's I think we can handle that as
Yeah,
a budgetary
The
thing.
question is placement of, the sandwich board or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
The A-frame.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be great.
The A-frame that we have here.
Yeah, in the past, we've had artists,
I mean, I think,
plein air artists,
yeah.
right around
And
there, about 10, I think it was about 10 of them.
I mean, that way, there's really no cost at all because, ideally, people would be downtown and they would want to get an ice cream at, Cafe Acre or Malibu or get something to drink
We
from.
partner with the chamber for promotion
They were
Partner
tried
with
it.
Chamber for.
And maybe they would offer a discount
Mm.
if people want to go have a drink or dinner after watching the painting.
No, it really was a very nice event.
Bring your card that show you went to the exhibition
Oh, like,
and
Well, we
present
could,
it.
we could
like
make a
Brian,
stamp,
would be painting and then like do a punch thing or something.
Giving out
stamp
the
without
card,
H and A.
go
Oh,
through.
you get the card. Yeah, you get the card from him. That's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. What do you think? Do you think you know the chamber? Do you think they'd go for that? Something like that?
It depends on how much you want them to give away. Excuse me, because it's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no question that, the chamber, I speak on behalf of the chamber, that we would put it on our website.
Great. Okay.
Would we be able to offer food or any of our wine down there if we were set up down there?
That's all. different.
No, we want people to see him
No,
and go
not-
by, go out.
Yes, it's good to
Okay.
promote
Yeah,
the,
we want to
yeah,
preserve
the
our shop
commerce. yeah.
Okay,
and let him go out and
Okay.
let them go out and enjoy the restaurants and the shops and stuff.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
But he might have an opinion too. So it is good to talk with
Yeah,
him.
we can talk
and
to
see
him.
what he
I mean,
thinks.
Can you and I talk about this a little bit further in
Yeah.
terms of the chamber thing and with Brian?
I'll be meeting tomorrow.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Okay. All right, well, I mean, is there an action item here? I mean, I guess, I move that I mean, either way, I mean, I think Brian would be happy to do it at the ferry because that was really ultimately his idea. And then we don't have to even mess with the upper gallery because his show is going to continue and people can come and see it anytime at that spot. Yeah, he would get a lot more publicity there as well, and so would we. So I move to make a motion that Brian's live painting event take place with his approval at the green near the ferry terminal on April 18th from 1 to 4.
And with one proviso, which is that we've got to get a permit.
With a permit, yes. Yeah, yeah. I better get on
I
it.
would encourage that you
Do
put
that.
some money aside for printing postcards or printing signage. There's going to be some expense with, especially with promotion and that kind
Oh,
of thing.
boy.
So
With
The poster for the
not
frame and to put the QR code
with
on.
not with $500, not to exceed $500,
So
not to exceed,
somebody doing a painting, I'll do it for nothing.
not to exceed.
A series of
Or a
painters.
paint off.
I
Okay.
don't even think you have to feed the public coming and
No
saying,
one's feeding anybody.
Or
This is
printing
for
material.
printing materials and for
what do you want to print?
the cards so that they can then take it to if they want to take it to a restaurant or something. I mean, it's a not to exceed. So
So
it's not gonna,
if-
it could be $100, it could be $150.
But to
If they
take the
want
restaurant, to the restaurants to do what?
To give some
And
money.
then it would also, if you see him live painting, you get the card, you could then take the card to a restaurant, ideally, and then they would give you some kind of a free drink or a discount or a coffee or something.
I mean, that's a major
I'm
arrangement.
also
to
suggesting
the
that the
restaurants
printed card,
That they
if-
give free.
excuse me, the printed cards, any printing would also be for promotional materials leading up to the event, which is 3 weeks away. It would be posters for the inside of shops. It would be a nice sign to put out on the green a few days prior. But, printed materials cost a lot of money. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm suggesting that.
Apart from that, you have to talk to the restaurants if they are willing
Yeah,
to
the
do that.
restaurants should.
Well,
I mean, if they are willing to,
she's gonna be
All
talking to
right.
them tomorrow.
on the chamber, you think the restaurants would say
I'm
anyone
not
comes?
saying that they're going to. I'm just saying that it is one idea, but an even better idea is if we had a poster and they're willing to put it up in their shops.
Oh, that they
Right.
would
Yeah.
do, yeah. That they would.
Well,
do.
maybe what we can do is split
That they would
split the
do.
cost with the artist, and we can
We've
say
done
not to
this thing.
exceed 250.
They would do, but
But-
they are not going to pay for it.
No, they're not paying for
Well,
anything.
To the.
Not to exceed $250 as a budget for us, and then
Okay.
and then the artist can also contribute,
Yeah.
if he wants more materials.
I mean, just from my personal experience, and I don't know what the costs are now, but if you go with camera ready on two sides of a card and you take it to what is it called? The one in San Rafael. They'll print a box, Staples, thank you. I couldn't find it.
Staples, yeah.
Staples, you can get it printed for very little money. So,
Okay.
yeah, let's not.
Not to exceed $250.
And then that
Well,
has
this
got
motion
to
is-
be with, the artist has got to okay it and accept doing
Yeah.
that.
Of course.
Has he?
Okay.
I said, so my motion is,
Okay.
it was his idea to go to
The
that spot.
artist would do it, of course, it's a promotion for.
Okay.
Yeah, my motion is that with Mr. Higgins' approval, we will have the live painting event on April 18th from 1 to 4 at the Ferry Building, Knoll, with a budget for promotional materials not to exceed $250.
Second.
Could I think you need to add, I think you need to add the town's approval with Brian and
And with, yes, the permit approval.
second or whatever, third.
Okay.
All right, so Chair Gupta has made the motion. Commissioner Noguez has seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. Okay.
okay. Right.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought this was planning commission.
Let's go to action item number 2, which is the Waterline Project and Earth Day activities. And we have our artist laureate, Krista Grenewald, here to speak to us about her thoughts on this. Welcome.
It's up here.
The button.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. there you go.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
I'm learning how to do this. So SF Art Week is doing a spring refresh on their website, and I would like to update Tiburon and my offering for the spring. And so I wanted to come in today to make sure you all approve of the content and ideas that I'd like to share with them to promote on their website. So I would like to include a picture of the collaborative project that came out of SF Art Week's Marin Day and position it as a work that will be on view upstairs, a collaboration, and now something that Tiburon Town Hall is part of their art collection. And so I'll update a little information about the project and the artists who participated from the community and community members for upstairs, and include that in the spring refresh for SF Art Week. In addition to that, we have a link now on the Tiburon Town site inviting community members to give their own reflections about living next to the bay and what that means to them. And so it will also be an opportunity to share that link with the greater Bay Area community through SF Art Week. I presented an idea for a postcard for that with QR code that I can produce and have available. I was even thinking it could be fun on Earth Day to set up one of those free library boxes with the postcard inside of it. And it could be a temporary thing that I even just carry out with me to Blackie's for Earth Day and have out there with the postcard to let people know that this is something that the town's doing. It's a small gesture, but I think if we include it in SF Art Week and have it out there and make it visible on Earth Day, it's something that I can potentially build on in the future. And it's just kind of baby steps to get it started. So I'd love your feedback on the card. It's kind of a draft that I can share with you guys. I don't know if that needs to be approved today. I won't share that on the SF art site. I just wanted to kind of share ideas of what the content I could give them in the next week. So the idea would be potentially on Earth Day in the morning, doing a small hike along the beach there next to Blackie's, maybe like 10 to 11 timeframe, where it's a walk where we invite the public to come out. I share with them about the Waterline Reflections Project, give them a journal, maybe some drawing materials. They'll have their phones to take pictures, and we'll do a walk along the beach there, which is currently going to be undergoing restoration. So there's quite a story about the beach right now and what the city's doing to change what it's going to look like in the future. And so I think just the opportunity to be with the community there and notice what's happening there would be a really fun experience for Earth Day. And it could be that simple. And then that Saturday, it could also be on a Saturday that might get more attention than the Wednesday, which is Earth Day. But on Saturday, I'll be doing a reception of the Bay model, and I'm going to have a large framework painting installation there.
And where is that? I'm sorry.
That's in Sausalito. The Bay model is
Oh,
a
the Bay.
scale model of the Bay, and I have an opportunity to be there the next 6 months, and I have
Great.
a large installation. So one of the panels that was on the stairway here is now a part of 4 of them. So it's a large installation there with 6 of my large panels. And we're going to be engaging school groups like we did for the show here or there.
Oh, why don't we, well, why don't you speak a little bit about that school group event? Because I think that was before our last meeting, was it? After our last meeting.
Yeah, I think that was really a highlight of the time that I was here for the show, was bringing in all the 3rd graders. And it was the day after the State of the Union that they all came here, all the 3rd graders of Tiburon, and were in this room. And they were quite excited about having a show here. So I don't know when I think that was scheduled for the fall.
That got postponed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the postponement regarding, or what was
The
school itself?
teacher can't get the art curated in time for
Gotcha.
the time frame.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so we're recommending either switching it for December, January, where that timeline works, or moving it to 2027.
It could even be January 2027 into February and be a part of SF Art Week.
Yeah.
I could
Okay.
maybe do something again and bring in the students to start off the year, but that's something we can discuss. I was mainly wanting to see what might work to share with the community for next month first, and then just try to
How
build
are
on.
you going to reach out those communities that you want them to come and see you?
Right, and I think sharing with SF Art Week that this is something that we're doing will be the next that's the next step in sharing it with the community. And then we could also do a little, make it known on Instagram. I can share it on my social media. Maybe the ARC wants to write something about the waterline reflections. And initially with Earth Day, I was hoping to tag or piggyback or be a part of something else maybe that was happening. But I noticed there wasn't maybe any.
So you
city
think that is
programming.
enough for people to come and check you out and see what you're doing?
I think even if a handful of people
park.
show up and people will be curious about the free library and the cards, and I can hang
Yeah,
out a
it is
little bit.
enticing
very nice.
people.
It's very
That is
subtle and it
important.
can be simple this year, and
And we certainly have some, some mention in our newspaper as well, I'm sure.
and it's, I think of these as all little steps and we can build on them
That's a good
for
idea.
next year,
Yeah.
and I know last year you all did something more substantial for Earth Day, so maybe we can plan for next year to do something in a bigger way.
What is the Earth Day date exactly?
This year it's on the Wednesday.
2nd of April.
Oh, and the other place I can share it is it's also SF Climate Week. So I will also list the event there
It's Wednesday, 22nd.
to invite the Bay Area in that way as well.
Oh, Climate Week, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
So it's fun to just kind of have an offering that we can share
Sure.
through SF Climate Week, through SF Art Week. I'm also going to be at the SF Art Fair having a booth, so I'll be sharing it there. I'll be selling paintings there, so I can give information to people at that event as well.
That's very nice.
So Krista, what,
I'm sorry. For me, it's very important to have your followers. You have to create followers so that
Mm.
you can do all these things. They will come and do it and be present. They like it, they tell their own friends and bring them. So
Well, I
that
think that
is
it's okay
really
to have a
very
little first
important.
step on this Wednesday that is Art Day or Earth Day in the context of all these other happenings that
Yeah.
are happening in the Bay.
Yeah.
And then my idea was to bring in other established artists who are doing more performance type work, and that's how they're known, to come in and do more of these waterfront walks.
participate with you?
yeah. And so I had a Iranian artist who lives in the East Bay who potentially could come in. Manoush, you'd met her at my opening. There's Mexican-American artist in San Francisco who does a lot of waterline activations. I'd love to invite her into the community this summer to do something.
Mhm.
So this is coming up so quickly. I thought maybe I just do a first gesture for Earth Day, and then we can start bringing in other artists to also do these
What-
shoreline walks.
that sounds good. I think that's a great idea. What are your thoughts on kind of budgeting for the cards or the or any kind of marketing that you feel you need to do? What do you have a kind of idea of the
If
scope
you
of
guys
that?
wanted to help with the cards, then it would be kind of that 250 to 300. It just depends how many, but I'd probably just print a few hundred for the first round, but they'll be nice. I'm going to make them double-sided with the image of the bay as a living body mermaid type
Okay.
imagery, but I'd love to get kind of your feedback on what you think about that piece. If
I mean, I think, whatever happens with the cards, I mean, you can always sort of keep, they can also stay in other places after, they can live on after Earth Day, of course,
Right.
elsewhere.
It'll have the QR code directing people to the website to give their own contributions.
And as long as our H&A logo is somewhere on that
Yeah, we need
card,
to make sure
that's
that
good.
that's
Yeah.
alignment. And so I guess my question too was, do I need to check in with the Parks and Open Spaces about doing something on Earth Day at the beach, or could we keep? it
You would just need a special event application,
Okay.
which I can send to you, and I oversee that program, so I can help
Okay.
guide you through that.
Is it okay to announce to SF Art Week that we're doing that in advance of the?
Let me check
forum?
in with you tomorrow,
Okay.
just to make sure. I'll just check in with David Ishu, our town engineer. He's overseeing the reconstruction of the beach right now.
Mhm.
And so just depending on the timing of that construction and whatnot.
Where
but-
we would
yeah.
go.
But I'll
Yeah.
check in
Right.
with you tomorrow.
And maybe I could even come down and meet him if he's around tomorrow. I don't know, but
Yeah,
we
he's
can
around.
see. Okay.
I mentioned it to him
Casual.
yesterday, so I'll re-mention it. We've had a couple of other things come up, so.
If you give the date and time to ARC, they can put it in their newspaper as well. People do read the ARC. So
Yes, they
that
do.
is very good. You
Well,
had a
I just had
question,
comment.
Nora?
Given that it's Earth Day, I know that there are a lot of groups that are doing like ocean cleanups, beach cleanups, including here. So it might be a nice way to,
I'd love to
connect.
tie into other groups. Yeah.
I can ask the scouts. There's this, the Scouts Troop 48 does a lot of that work around here,
Mhm.
and I can certainly check in with them tomorrow. There's a scout meeting, so
Okay, great.
I can find out about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a good time to mention that once you have the activities set up, it could be going out for marketing and into like the Chronicles listing of activities and,
Mhm.
especially in that pink sheet, they usually have some
Mhm.
items. And of course, the arc on the bites. and all.
Thank you.
Great. Well, if everybody has,
Coming to the price of the
Well,
cars,
I
do you
think
have a specific?
she said 250 to 300.
250, which
Yeah,
is fair.
I'll just print within that and can cover any, additional costs.
Okay.
Or you could come back to the commission if you want.
Yeah, I'll keep track and then we can see with expenses.
We had
but-
discussed this in an earlier meeting, I think, if you can recall that, you would be able to invoice us with, some costs, and we would be able to help with, as long as it's not giant amounts of money every project or whatever. So I think that why don't you do that as,
Keep track of it.
keep
anyhow.
track and like let us know at the next, you can submit it to Marissa, and at the next meeting, we can certainly, approve of how, some kind of subsidy for that
problem.
cost.
Sure,
Okay?
great.
And you can extend asking me for help whenever, wherever, okay?
Thank you.
I will do that,
Thank you, Jolly.
of
Appreciate
course,
it. Yeah.
with pleasure.
I believe there is an actual budget, right? That is within the discretion
Yeah.
of the artist laureate. So we're still doing that. Yeah.
The
Wow.
budget,
It did not get discussed at the
Yeah.
last meeting. It was
Well,
brought up.
And for example, I'm happy to do these new cards. Like I have a company I work with and they're offering a 25% off right now. So I'll go ahead and do that and I'll just track that expense. And then that could be something that. is
Yeah, I
approved
mean,
later,
we
but it
would,
Be within.
she would
Yeah,
submit it, and we would look at it, and then we would approve of,
Yeah, yeah.
whether it's something that we could put everything towards, or partly subsidized, but I think it's only going to be, a few $100, as we were
I'm
saying.
okay to cover it if I have to.
You're not
so-
printing out like 2,000, right?
No.
Okay,
No, we're starting
Mhm.
small.
all right, thank you.
So do you want to make
Uh,
a motion? Do one of you want to make a motion to approve moving forward with this project and assigning a budget to it.
I move that we approve of the project as proposed by the artist laureate Krista Greenwald, and to give a budget up to $250 for printing.
I second it.
You second? Good. 250, that's what it is. It is
All
what
in
it is.
favor?
Great.
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you, Krista.
Thank you.
It's very exciting. I love this. This is really cool environmental
Yeah.
artwork. I'm into it. Thank you.
Doing a lot in
Yeah.
outreach.
And I think that outreach is going
It's
to
great.
really help raise the profile of heritage and arts and our artist laureate program as well. So thank you for that, Krista. Next on the agenda is the Scott Froschauer Public Art Proposal. I will give a little background. Liz and I did attend the last post meeting, which was on, I believe, the 17th or the 18th of March. And we walked through the revised proposal, which includes a Tiburon-specific sign, which would be the first sign on the route, assuming that you start the route at the ferry terminal. There it is, cast off, let it go. That's the Tiburon specific signage. And Scott did also understand our concerns about placement of the other signs in terms of whether or not it would be near the
traffic.
too close to the road or the traffic or whatever. So he has, of course, adjusted everything accordingly. And again, Post went through this, and Post saw no difficulties with any of the signs except one, which is not really a difficulty. It's just putting it on the other side of the bike path so it does not fall into Belvedere. And that's the one across from, I believe, Reed School. Yes. And so that one would not be on that side. It would be on the other side of the path. Liz, do you want to talk about the chamber and the some of the ideas that the Post people had about
Yeah.
tying into, yeah.
Well, one piece of feedback that we got from Chuck Hornbrook, which I liked, was moving the Do Your Best across from Reed. So every month, Reed Schools hosts a walk and roll that starts from Black East Pasture, and kids and parents bike to school. And so they'll go by all of these signs, which I thought was really terrific as well, because it's all positive reinforcement and inspiration, which
Yeah,
is
very
my
nice,
son
yeah.
called out.
And he was there. Your son was one
Yes,
of the.
his son was a supporter at the meeting, but he was too nervous to speak. And then Mike Moon brought up a great idea to include like kind of a QR code campaign with the chamber. So people, it's almost like a scavenger hunt through Tiburon. You step off the boat and then you find all of these signs. And there's a vacant space right now on Main Street, which I think, anyway, that we could potentially sell merchandise to people who, whether it's the signs or postcards, T-shirts, just to make some extra profit off the project.
And I think they also had the idea, again, that if there was a way to tie in with the chamber as well, that if you do the entire route and I don't know exactly how you would do that in terms of digitally, maybe you would get a digital badge or something, or you would show pictures on your phone. Maybe that's the easiest way, like kind of a low-tech way of here. Yeah, exactly. Here are my 15 photographs of all the signs. Then maybe there would be a way to tie in with some kind of a discount at a store or a restaurant or a shop of that sort as well.
Well, that's a good idea.
Because that would bring a lot of people in to town also, I think.
I was going to say, this is I think it's a very interesting project and original and whimsical, and it goes very well for Tiburon. I'm just interested if you have heard that this was done in any other town.
Yes.
Yes, can we go to the end of the, let's go to the Boston. There's something, there it is, right now. It's right now in Boston.
Oh, okay.
And it's part of this is Boston's largest public art program in the winter. Because of course in Boston, it is not 75 degrees outside. It is chilly
Okay,
and
nice there, yeah.
and icy. So that's a way of bringing people out, is to promote public art. And so he's got that on right now in Boston to,
Fantastic.
yeah, great critical acclaim there.
Okay, it's a fantastic project.
And I will say that as a fellow Bostonian, former Bostonian myself, Boston takes its art pretty seriously.
Well, this is very good.
So that's happening there. And then there are a number of other locations that he's had his work shown across the country. There, all of those states and cities and places, including Canada. And yeah, and I think he's also had one at the Smithsonian in DC. That's right, Smithsonian Gallery right there.
I like it very much, yes.
Okay.
Great.
So the post gave its approval unanimously. So the next step here, and this action item is to I move to take this proposal as it is, with the addition of maybe some of the ideas that the post had put. We could add those to the proposal as well, to the town council for their approval
For their next meeting,
for their next meeting. Yes. Okay.
I
Mhm.
second.
Is there any comment?
An action item.
tonight.
We are aware of your feelings about the project, Nora.
Directed
Uh-huh.
as a Zeta, because the idea that I heard expressed was that somehow it would be sort of like a Easter egg hunt for the signs, which would then be provided as proof, like a contest to merchants or restaurants to get a discount.
I mean, that's just a thought. That's a thought that
No.
Post had. Yeah.
No, but that's my question. Is that what?
That's
you-
what, I didn't understand.
Is that your idea, that people would essentially go through the town trying to find the signs, then giving proof that they had seen all the signs by taking a photograph of themselves, and then providing that proof somehow to the merchants to see if they could give them.
No,
I
that was
don't
just an
think
idea that I had. Yeah. That I had,
I
and
think it
and
wasn't
it was
my idea,
Post's-
no.
it was Post's idea to tie it into a potential discount, some way of, I mean, I don't know, it could be, there could be another kind of badge or something that shows that you've done it. Maybe there's some kind of geo tracking or something that your phone can do. I have no idea. But one idea that they had at Post to get the chamber and the businesses excited around this project, to bring people to the town and spend money here, would be if you offered them a way to get a discount.
Or maybe it's not a discount, but go to Sam's to collect your sticker, your celebratory sticker. that
Yeah,
you put on
yeah,
the
yeah.
water bottle.
Like
But once
that,
you're in Sam's, maybe you'll stay and have a drink. or
That's right.
Something like that, versus asking the businesses for discounts,
Sure,
that
sure.
kind of thing. But giving the
Incentive
H&A could create some cool sticker, a pin or something neat.
to drive people
that
to,
We could give an inventory to each of the shops that then
Yeah.
someone could go in and collect.
yeah,
The
Once-
art is very good.
yeah, that's it.
And I think
finding
I'm
ways.
happy to help write all of this up because I think we'll need to have some sort of landing page that's unique to this project,
Absolutely.
that I could help with.
Awesome.
And, yeah, the badge idea, creating that merch, what that would look like. And then like the logistics around asking if we could use that space in a temporary capacity. The thought was about how we bring people over and then get them moving through the town and exploring. So, I'm happy to like write something up that we could
Okay.
have.
To,
for
to,
that
to,
meeting.
to,
That's
to town council.
Let's get it to town council and get the okay,
well,
and then we deal with all these things. That would be
comment.
lovely.
I'm seeing no public comment online or in the room.
All right.
okay.
Shall we then do the vote?
Yeah.
I will do a roll call vote for this particular one.
Okay.
Chair Gupta,
Yes.
Vice Chair Fibush,
Yes.
Commissioner Etamad,
Yes.
Commissioner Fong,
Yes.
Commissioner De Mojica,
Yes.
Commissioner Noguez,
No.
and so passed. Thank you.
Okay.
And Farren, Commissioner Farren is absent.
All right, great. Now, so you and I will,
Yeah.
coordinate and I'll let Scott know.
That sounds.
Know when the next meeting is?
I have asked the town clerk to put it on the April 15th town council meeting.
Okay.
They are not meeting on April 1st, so it'll be the next one that they are together.
That's tax day.
Sure is. Hope you got it done then by then.
It's a text.
Arg. Yeah. Action item number 4, the final action item. We're going to hear from Commissioner Noguez about her meeting with DITF about the development of the Summer of Love Community Fun event
Yes,
to be held in August.
yes.
Okay.
So,
There's no material here?
No, I don't have a staff report for
Okay.
this.
so basically the ad hoc has not had a chance to meet, but I have had an opportunity through the different entities that I work with or are associated with in the town to talk about the idea as an idea and to get feedback to see where people stand and whether or not they're open to it. Everyone is very open to it. I spent a lot of time talking to Adam Gavner, who is Gavner, I guess, who is the person who runs the concert. Well, he's one of the people who puts on the concert series in Belvedere Park every summer. And so he gave me a lot of information about how they set up in terms of lighting, audio, bands, canopy, all of that stuff, what it takes to put it up, take it down. The other thing was I remember speaking with Victoria, who mentioned about not just limiting to it as a Summer of Love Fest, but more of a community event. With that in mind, I thought that one of the things that happened here for many years prior to my living here was something called Ayala Day. Ayala, which is the cove, Ayala Cove that is off of Angel Island, where the town would get together every year to have a community picnic that would go to Angel Island. They would actually bring grills over on the ferry and bring the people over on the ferry. And it was an annual event that people really looked forward to having. But as things happened, people decide they don't have time. And so it just sort of faded away. But I know that of all the people that I've spoken to, they really like the idea of bringing back something along the lines of that event, which was tied into the history of this town because of Ayala Cove. And so it really was just a community event. One of the things that people were talking about and that others really liked was the idea of, doing simple old-fashioned things like, what do you call it? A spoon egg race, a tug of war. Like for instance, in Bolinas, they have the Bolinas versus Stinson Beach tug of war. We could do the Belvedere versus Tiburon tug of war. That's just neither here nor there. But just little things. There would be, things for the children to do, possibly getting somebody from Landmarks to do a presentation about the history of Tiburon, Ayala Cove, and Angel Island. There are people from Angel Island that want to come over and do something in costume that is historical in nature. So I need to talk to them as well. And then in the afternoon, it would be some sort of a music presentation. And we're looking at doing it at Belvedere Park because we are Heritage and Arts Commission that represents the whole peninsula, not just Tiburon. And that would be a much more logical place because it is already set up. It works really well for the summer music festivals. There's a park playground for the children. The police department is right there. I've talked to the police chief. They would like a presence. I've also, talking about having the fire department come to see.
Yeah, excuse me. I know this is an action item, and I must say that all of these wonderful ideas I'm hearing for the first time as an ad hoc member. And if it's an action item, it really should have a proposal, definite proposal. I'm seeing this as discussion. If you're throwing out about 5 different alternative activities. So I just like to know how are we going forward with this?
What I'd like to do is get a date to do it so that we can get it on the calendar and make sure to reserve the date. And then what happens around it,
What are the dates for this summer Belvedere concert?
it does not clash with the date that we picked. I've already talked to Adam about
What
that.
is that date? That's what I'm asking.
The 22nd or the 23rd. It's a Saturday or a Sunday.
Okay, I have some say.
Proposal?
We
So-
really need a proposal and we really need to vote on it. First of all. Secondly, is the music, is it a performance music? Somebody comes and performs?
Yes.
Who are they?
The people on the Diversity Inclusion Task Force are happy to provide cultural performers. There was some talk about possibly Spanish dancers coming and Spanish music.
So
So-
it is not really a performance, a musical performance. We had a pianist who was a
No, there's not a,
professional pianist, brought his piano and performed for us. That's a different thing. But if this is going to be many things around it, I don't think heritage and arts is made for that. We are not for, we do performance art, yes, but we are art, and it just doesn't make sense for me because of the fact to be in Belvedere Park. Belvedere already has their own concerts. They have their own dancing and having fun, and they dress up, they do everything. So why should we repeat that to our name to it? So it, I don't know about the
Yeah.
other commissioners. So
It's unfortunate that these things should have been discussed within the ad hoc. Appreciate your going out to all the different groups, but we never, as members, from the commission, the ideas should really come from the commission's ad hoc first. And, but anyway, I'm not sure what we're going to be taking action. I don't know what's the proposal.
I
guess
I like to ask something.
It
What
sounds
is the
like it-
purpose of this?
the purpose is
Yeah.
multifold. And I discussed it at the first introduction of this before this commission, which was, we live in a time of great historic uproar, upheaval, and actually tragedy that is going on around us. And so to have us as Tiburon Heritage and Arts put on a cultural musical event that would essentially lift spirits, and it has been clinically proven, medically proven, that music has a healing effect on people.
Of course, yes.
Right.
But
So
there are several going on. This is a.
this would be
summer of the-
ours. This would be ours. This would be our program. The Diversity Inclusion Task Force is on record wanting to collaborate with us on this event. Right
think
now,
it's
why
good at that you-
collaboration? They should take care of it. They should stand behind it and do it if
May
they
I-
like it so much.
May I say that you're in chamber? Why don't you convince them to do it?
they already
The
have,
chamber could do this in town. I think it's a big thing to take over for heritage and art to create all this entertainment. And I don't see really the purpose of it. The purpose, what you're saying is very good, but that should be an entity like the chamber to do it, not us. We are a small group that
I have a
we are
question.
basically promoting art.
Yeah, I have a question. I mean, did DITF, were they willing to also contribute to the budget?
but we haven't talked about money. I mean, we're just in the discussion stage right now.
Okay, well, I
We
think,
can lock down a date, then we can build around it.
I
That
think,
has to be
there's
the
no
chief.
locking down of a date until we see a more focused proposal, so we understand the contours and the scope of the
No,
project.
and I
because
really
The
think
the date has to be set, of course, but we have to all be in support of, the project first before we actually pick a date.
So what I would propose,
And
so
a
I don't
place.
get these objections again, is before we leave this meeting today, I would like a date set, a date certain with Jale and Victoria. But what I'm feeling at this point is
Yeah, to meet as an ad hoc?
as an ad
Oh,
hoc,
yeah.
right? Yeah, because
Still
otherwise
ad
it's,
hoc
it's,
to
That's a
so
good
I want to set
idea.
a date on the record.
I
I
really
think it's a good idea, but honest to God, I don't see the purpose of this. To tell you the truth, especially I don't see the purpose of it done by Heritage and Art Commission. You know, there are several the music events that happens in
Mhm.
town, and it's done very well. We
Absolutely.
don't want to be a sort of something that it's not important and
Yeah,
it's
like
not
a copycat.
equivalent of the others. And it's just not, I mean, what are we trying to do? Because there is also the art in St. Hilary, the music in St. Hilary. The Belvedere has those very lovely music concerts. I mean, I don't know what we can do to add.
I mean, I'm not,
and
and I'm not,
the
I'm not
festivals
opposed
as
to,
well.
I'm not opposed to like, you know, flamenco dancing or something like, I mean, we did In a Landscape, which
Right.
was a pianist, you
Right.
know, on the thing. But I think
Oh,
that,
that would be
I think we
lovely.
need to have some, you know, real, focus
What
on
is it?
what is the cultural, you know, component here. So is it going to happen in, so it's Ayala
But
Cove
we-
and Angel Island happening here?
No, yeah, it's like Angel, it was Ayala Cove historically,
Uh-huh.
bringing it back to the mainland to do an event.
When was
harkens
that?
back
So-
to the Ayala celebrations that were done as a town celebration.
I get that. I get that.
And
So,
historic.
so were there town celebrations in Tiburon that were harkening back to? Is that what we're trying to do? I mean,
Do you know the date
Why
of
don't you do
Ayala?
it in Angel Island? That's a good idea. That is a heritage and art event that you do in Angel Island for that Ayala, that as you're saying. But to have it, bring it here, I mean, you're saying something that to me it's kind of, it's very hard that would be successful.
I think my suggestion is, Nora, that we you know come back with a presentation or a proposal that we can kind of look at that kind of speaks to, like you're saying, you know, the kind of the cultural components to this and the heritage components as well, vis-a-vis not Ayala Cove per se, but maybe the town of Tiburon, so that we can kind of have some kind of a real, you know, link to
The history.
the history of the town. Yeah, exactly.
I was here during Ayala Day and it was fun, but then it did die off because of the time. People are very busy and it was a very long day. And I think it's in September and it's very busy
When
during
was
the
it? How
school
many
year. I
years
think
ago?
it's many years ago.
How many
Took the
years
kids
ago?
there, they, you know, well past 40. So, but
my God.
anyway, the other thing I thought in the beginning was for the heritage, and I was thinking of the 250th year of our nation.
Right.
And thinking as part of the nation's history, I was hoping to do more investigation about possibly railroad songs, the American folk song or folk dancing, American, like
That's a
everyone
good
learn
idea.
about the
Yeah.
Virginia
There's an idea.
reel.
We talked
But
about that.
anyway,
Absolutely, because I mean, in fact, Marissa and I talked about the fact that it is the 250th anniversary of that. And
That
that's what I'm
would be
saying.
good.
You go back in time to celebrate the way things used to be celebrated back in the day.
Well, I think certainly, you know, in terms of like both support here and also from other other sources, if we were able to tie it to the 250th
Yes, that is
anniversary
something else.
and kind of Americana or folk, you know, that I think is a much more, is a very powerful idea, and also one that brings people together, and you can still have, you know, potentially music around that as well. Yeah.
I'll contribute that the town council, I believe, formed a subcommittee to think about a potential July 4th, 250th anniversary event. I don't know what progress they've made, but it might be worth reaching out to them and having
coordinate.
a part
Yeah.
of that.
Something, yeah.
maybe we
during
could
that
just
time.
be a portion of their program.
Exactly, that would be
But I think-
nice.
I think
and
we
a
certainly-
portion of their
We
program.
certainly need, though, a
That makes
proposal
sense.
with some specifics and at least an estimated budget, if not, you know, a line item budget. I mean, some kind of idea of how much this is going to cost, and maybe who else is going to be able to contribute to this, whether it's the town or DITF or, you know, or we need to raise some money for it or whatever.
The performers, who the performers are That is really important.
That is definitely.
Because we had a performer for Native American and we paid a lot of money for it, but it was Native American. We are in Native American land. You know, it is
This is
our
America.
heritage, like the heritage wall that you created, Nora.
So you're going to coordinate with your ad hoc about
I
a
need to
date?
Set a date on the record.
Okay, well, why don't you
That's a good
propose
idea.
some date?
The date.
Let's see if we can.
Dates.
For a meeting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a meeting between the three of us.
I'm not really sure if I would like to be in the ad hoc. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I have been so busy with the Artist Laureate wall and all that. I just don't have the time anymore.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have to install the art. and all
Okay.
that.
So not the week of the 6th then? The week after?
Well, the week after we have a reception, right? Maybe after the reception?
After the reception? Isn't the reception ending at 8 or 9?
We could. One
Prior to the reception, we're setting up. I've got the 13th, the 14th, the 16th, and the 17th. Can you do any of those days?
Yeah, love to have another commissioner on. I think threesome would be, is
It's better.
better representation of the commission. Right? 16, how about tentatively the 16th morning sometime? And we could text. I
Maybe
don't have-
Trish could be the third person
Well, I don't know what's going on.
and
with that,
ask her.
So I don't want to commission
Yeah,
to anything.
issues and,
Yeah.
I prefer the 17th, which is a Friday.
17th Friday.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll double check and get with you.
Okay, in the morning?
And-
Okay,
I hope. I don't have my hat.
all right. Thank you.
Okay.
And meanwhile, try to talk to Chamber, see what they say.
Yeah, maybe they want to do.
Maybe they
Oh,
will.
they're on board already. I already talked to them.
That's good.
Well,
Good.
nobody is going to say no to music and dancing and all that.
Well,
you
no,
know.
but it's more than that. Like I said, it was a historical component having to do with the town.
Okay, well, I think that's, so let's
You should-
articulate that in a proposal and then we can take a look at it at the next meeting. I think that's a great idea. Okay.
Proposal will do it, yeah, that's right.
All right, well, calendar dates.
Yeah, just a few coming up. Next Tuesday, March 31st, Commissioner Fong will be helping with the installation of Together with Art, the AAPI exhibition down here in the lower gallery. Tuesday, April 14th from 6 to 8 is the Together with Art opening reception in the lower gallery. Saturday, April 18th at 1 o'clock is the Brian Higgins live painting event to be confirmed. And Sunday, April 26th at 4 o'clock is the Musée Spring Concert at Old St. Hilary's Landmark. And I'm sure they would love volunteer shuttle bus drivers.
6th. Okay,
Everything is in the calendar,
Mm-hmm.
all the dates
Yes,
have already been put.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a current calendar.
updated calendar.
This is updated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
Yeah,
they're
I'd like to really thank Marissa for getting this new
Thank you.
format and getting all the dates and doing the banners.
Yeah.
okay.
Happy
and
to
with
help.
That, I believe we are adjourned.
Thank you.